I've heard some people say that they shy away from this composition because it's too hard to put together. They either die before getting to level 8, or by the time they do get to level 8, their units just aren't upgraded, that they end up falling short anyways. In today's video, I'm going to be going through my own gameplay of the Week 3 OEL Season 0 tournament. We're going to be going through two examples. Both first place finishes with me putting together this build, and I'm going to be showing you my thought process through the early, mid, and late game. Now, this build might not be meta in patch 9.21, but the lessons learned here will be very important that can carry you on with other compositions. Enjoy the video. So the first example will be where I get a gold start off of the creep rounds, and I'm able to determine that from this gold start, it's big enough that I'll be able to hit level 8 before anyone else in the lobby. This is a rare example, but it showcases how you can use gold instead of items to get you a power spike. So most important thing to note is that on the first creep round, I got 3 gold. And let's take a look at what happens during the second creep round over here. We're about to get some units and another mystery box of gold. So there are the units and there is more gold. So at this point, I'm at 6 gold, and I know that if I sell some of the units here, I'd be able to get to 10 gold to make that first interest before going into the next creep round. I do panic, I do sell the Aatrox and something else, I'm not sure. Because I do want to hit that 10 gold of interest. Ideally, I would have sold, Lulu, Tristana, and one of these 2 units here. But anyways, that's the first thing that's going through my head is I'm at 10 gold on stage 1-3. And I'm pretty sure I get to 20 gold on the very first PvP round. So this is the first indicator to me that, okay, this is rare, but with 20 gold on the very first PvP round, if all I can do now is manage my health, not take too much damage, I'll be able to just economy like crazy and hit level 8 before anyone else in the lobby. So what we're going to be taking a look at next is how I preserve my health. So the first PvP round starts, and what's going through my head right now is items. Do I commit the trap claw? Is there something better I can do? All I need to focus on is preserving my health. But before making the trap claw, what I'm thinking is, what can I do something better with these items? And when I see the belt, the first thing that comes to mind is redemption. Redemption in the early game just saves you so much life points right now. So I do not commit the trap claw, I believe, until after Krugs to see if either I'm forced to take a tier on the first carousel, or if I end up getting a tier at Krugs. Now, another thing that I'm constantly doing is upgrading my board. I'm always looking to put something stronger as I get units without sacrificing economy. So let's take a look what happens here. We end up getting an upgraded Warwick, and we just hit level 4. Now, normally you'd think maybe, okay, I'm going to throw in that upgraded Warwick. Great, I have my 2 knights, upgraded Warwick, and Kha'Zix. But what I end up doing here is I know that the wild buff is stronger than the 2 knights right now because our Warwick is upgraded. So I want to make him even stronger. I want to make my upgraded units even stronger. So what I end up doing is I take out the 2 knight buff, which they're level 1 units, to put in the Nidalee to buff up my Warwick, and then we throw in the Lissandra that we have on the bench, because 1 knight isn't going to do anything. What's our best unit? The 2 cost unit, the Lissandra, and we're staying at 30 gold. So here comes another important round. We've just passed the carousel and we're about to go into the next stage. And let's look at what comes up in the shop. If you take a look at my bench, I am holding on to the knights. I am not going to give up on losing out these knights. Why? Because knights are in the final build. I need 4 knights, 2 guardian, 3 sorcerer, phantom, right? So I know that 4 knights are in my final build. So I'm holding it out on the bench and I'm trying to keep my economy up. I know we need to pick up this poppy. So we end up making some sacrifices over here. Instead of the Lysandra, I play the poppy. And if I'm correct, I believe I end up selling the nobles. Because at this point, I know at level 5, I'll most likely be adding on a knight in this composition to make it stronger. I don't feel like there's room to play nobles anymore with the units that we have upgraded. So now comes the turn after Krugs. I was at 50 gold by Krugs. We got our items and now we have to decide what am I going to do with these items. Again, all I'm thinking is I'm going to use what's in the shop to put the strongest possible thing that I can on the field, and I'm going to commit at this point of the game as many items as I can to preserve my health. So first thing that goes to my mind is I can use any item here except for the rod, because usually the build requires either a Yumi or a Knight's Vow, and I like the Yumi variation better, so I end up holding out on the rod and I end up using the other items instead. So here's another important thing. There's so many items on the bench, but I have 23 seconds on the clock. So first thing that goes through my head is let me take care of the shop first. I'm going to figure out the items once I've put the best units on the field first. So first I take care of the units. We can pick up Akali, Katarina, and we end up using those 2 units, I believe. Let's see how I do it here. So I end up going with Imperial for now. And next round, I believe we end up putting the Akali. And now I'm ready to start committing the items. I think I hesitate here a little. I go to make the Guardian Angel on Warwick. I think I was late. Okay, I got the Guardian Angel in time. And this next stage, we commit... Yeah, I started committing the Trap Claw already. So here comes the Trap Claw. We're able to go to level 6 here while staying at above 50 gold. And this is where I realize I'm like, Jinx is actually not the best thing I can be playing here. It's definitely the Akali. There we go. And same thing. I'm like, wait, I'm 1 night off. The upgraded Warwick isn't better than the 4 night bonus. So I end up substituting the downgraded Mordekaiser because the 4 night buff is better than a 3 night buff and an upgraded Warwick. And I believe at this point in the game, all I'm thinking is I have 2 assassins. I have the Darius. At level 7, I can just play this Katarina, giving me 3 assassins and Imperial. And I'm going to be getting pretty close to level 7 here. 71 HP, still a good health. I'm thinking I'm no longer going to be using that Jinx. I'm just going to go to 7, throw in this Katarina, and that will be the build that I'm using to get me to level 8 without taking as much damage. Now, I've gotten myself low enough that I'm first pick on the carousel. And what's the only thing that's missing is the spatula. So that's my priority in this carousel. I get the spatula, I have the rod. At this point, I know I'm 100% committed to the Knight Guardian build. I'll be hitting level 8 before everyone else. So I know on that roll down, at level 8, only units I'm gonna be picking up are things that build towards that comp. Now things don't always go as planned, so we're gonna take a look at what I end up doing until I get the build together. So we're level 7 and I make the Yumis right away. We throw the Yumis on the Katarina. Now someone just tuning into this game and taking a look at this, they might be like, well, what's going on here? What are you building, right? And the question I got asked, I'm pretty sure the viewer had just tuned in, and I wasn't going through my thought process, right? This is tournament gameplay. I was just staying focused in the game. That's why I'm doing this video now. And they see a Sork Katarina, and you're thinking, you're two off of Sork. They ask, why Sork Cat? Because we already have the build in mind. From the first PvP round, going to 20 gold, I already had, I'm gonna go level 8 and put together most likely the Guardian, Fortnite Guardian Phantom Sork build, or I'm gonna put some strong build together like 4 Imperial at level 8. So that's why we have the Sork Cat. We're doing it to use our items. We know we're gonna be committing this item. Our Katarina can maybe ult faster since she gets double mana per auto. So I'm just using my items right now to preserve as much health as I can. So I've made it to Wolves with 58 HP. I'm just really happy at this point that I'm at about above 50 HP. And what I'm thinking at this point is I don't want to go to level 8 on 4-1. That's a little bit too early. I want at least 50 gold to spend after hitting level 8. So I delay my level up. I know that I can delay my level up by one more turn, and that if I do fall, if I do take more damage, it won't be too much lower than 50 HP. Again, I want to commit my items. I believe I end up committing the Thornmail. I'm thinking that's a great item on the Pantheon, the Guardians. Okay, level up to 8, we pick up the Akali and Poppy. So at this point, again, what I'm thinking, I'm still going to be going that build, right? But what I'm thinking is I'm going to pick up upgraded units if I get them, right? Like an upgraded Cat, upgraded Akali, and we're going to be using those until we can get online the Pantheon, the Karthus, all of those 5-cost units. Aurelion Soul, I'm very far away from that build, right? So I know I can't just throw in a 1-star Aurelion Soul if I get it. I need to play what I have for a little bit while longer until we get those units upgraded on the bench. So that's what's going through my head on this roll down. Okay, nothing good here, so we skip. We have the Kindred, so now I know I want to put in Phantom, as Phantom is very, very strong. I end up throwing in the Kindred, and I believe I take out the Garen, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Garen out for Mordekaiser. We have Phantom buff in, I upgrade the Cat, and I swap positioning here too, because I know this is bad. So as I'm rolling down, I'm trying to do like switches on the board as well. And I believe I swap these two. I pick up the Kale here. We pick up a Guardian, because Braum is my placeholder for the Pantheon. I sell the Garen because I know I'll never be using the Garen again. I have the 4 knights that I want. And eventually Poppy comes out for a 2-star Kale. Or Darius, sorry, it's the Darius. I make the swap. And I believe I go down to 20 gold. So the round starts and I was only able to roll down at 20 gold. I don't get greedy, I don't try to roll it down more. I know I'm still level 8 before anyone else. I don't need to rush on these rolls. There's no one contesting me right now as I'm the first in the lobby. That's the advantage I have. So I stay at 20 gold and I just roll down to, I believe, 20 gold each round. So again, I'm not that close, you know, I don't have any Aurelion Souls, and yeah, we're just using what we can pick up to stay strong, to not take damage, right? Stage 4 is people are starting to get strong at this point. They're putting on strong level 7 compositions. Again, I'm scouting. What I'm doing when I'm scouting through here is I'm checking how many of my units are gone, you know, are the Pantheons gone, well, there's 3 Karthuses gone out of the pool, right? So am I pressured to roll, or am I okay to wait a little bit longer? Now, as I take a look, I see that my units aren't really taken, so I end up going for the 30 gold interest here. Instead of rolling down, I delay it because I want to be at 30 gold. I believe what ends up happening is after the carousel, I just roll down to 30 gold. And because I see that I'm winning these fights, again, I don't feel pressured to go all the way down to 0. So this is the round after the carousel, and what I end up doing actually is, I know I have all the items I need. The Yumi is the only item I need for my build to be super strong. I don't need to get greedy for any particular item at this point. So I end up prioritizing a unit that I need for the build, which is the Aurelian Soul. I don't care. I'll end up using the item, of course, but I'm prioritizing the unit because I know I don't have any Aurelian Souls. I need Pantheon. There's too many units I'm missing. So I end up prioritizing one of the units I need on this carousel. And as I said, I rolled down to 30 gold. I find the Aurelian Soul, and I end up going down to 30 gold. Now, because I hit these two, they're part of the build. I don't worry about it. I don't stress. Okay, I'm going to go down for 30 gold because I found 2 units that I need. So I'm holding everything on the bench because I know what I have on the field is stronger right now than what's on the bench. So I find the Karthus. As soon as I find the Karthus, I no longer have use for the Kindred. We sell the Kindred and I make that swap. I play the Karthus in. Now what I'm thinking is, wait a minute, I'm 1 off of Sork. I can probably become a little stronger. I don't need Assassin anymore. I want to buff up my upgraded unit, which is the Katarina. So Katarina is a lot stronger with the Sorcerer buff than she is with the Assassin buff. So I end up taking out the Kha'Zix to put in 3 Sorcerers to help my make her a little bit stronger. I pick up the Braum because I know, okay, 100% I'll be using Braum instead of Pantheon. It might be a while that we find the Pantheon. All I'm thinking now is this Akali. Am I gonna upgrade this Akali? She's not part of the final build, and I'm thinking, you know what? I've already upgraded my cat. I've invested 9 gold in her, which we're going to be selling her anyways. And I end up not going for the Akali grade because I feel like my build is strong enough and like we're pretty close enough to putting our final build together. And same with health. I take a look at everyone else. They're falling lower than me, that I feel like I don't feel pressured to have to pick up this Akali. So I end up not going for her. And now let's take a look. Something else going through my head here is this next stage, 5-1. Almost everyone in the lobby will be going at 8. So I am no longer going to be saving gold. I'm going to be rolling down. I'm planning to roll down all the way down to 0 as everyone will be going to 8. Yeah, we end up selling the Akali there. I end up going to 50 gold. And this is what I'm thinking. Tunnel. Full tunnel on the comp I need to build. Focus on those units. Roll down to 0 gold. No time to waste. Everyone else is rolling. I just want to get through all my gold as quickly as possible. I'm picking up Shyvana exactly for the dragon buff. It's better than the Akali right now as my Aurelian Soul is upgraded. I'm putting in units to help my upgraded units. This case being the Aurelian Soul. I was able to get down to 18 gold. And at this point, I know I just need to make all of my items. And I believe I end up going with the Hush here. I grab the Volley Bear so I can make the Hush. So I put the Hush on the Aurelian Soul. Pick up the third kill, that is. I know kill replaces, for now, the Poppy. We find the Pantheon. As soon as I find the Pantheon, take out that Shyvana. And now I know my build is complete. I can sell the Katarina. And there it is. This is where I'm like, yeah, why am I playing Darius? Let me just throw the Poppy in there. And the final battle. Once everything is upgraded, this comp is GG. So here we have example number 2 of game number 2, I should say. And I would say this is a more average game. I am not at 10 gold until stage 2-2. And we'll talk about how I get to 10 gold here in a second. But I would say on average, most challenger games, again, on average, players are at 10 gold by stage 2-2. The latest is 2-3. The earliest is usually 2-1. And what I'm thinking here is I have the Warwick upgraded. So I'm looking at my bench thinking, can I go to 10 gold without giving up too much? What would I have to give up? And I believe I end up giving up the Perfiora. Why? That's because with the upgraded unit of Warwick, I will most likely not be able to fit in nobles here. What I will be doing first is trying to fit in 2 knights with the upgraded Warwick and giving him the wild buff. So let's quickly take a look at when I end up selling here to get to 10 gold. And I always wait to make that decision based off if I won the round or if I lost the round. So I end up giving up the pair Fiora. It doesn't really matter. The better play obviously is hold on to 1 Fiora, sell the Elise. So I will just point that out quickly. But average game, 10 gold by stage 2-2. And so the first important decision comes on the round after the carousel. I'm able to be at 20 gold on stage 2-3. And what I take a look at is I'm at a 3 win streak. I end up picking up the blitz. Now what I can do is just pick up sell the carousel unit, go to 3 gold. But no, I'm at a 3 win streak. It takes 8 gold to level. Instead of going to that next interest point of 30, I drop down to 20. No hesitation there. Instantly level to 5, and I end up playing the blitz for the brawler buff. Again, I might not have done this if I didn't have a unit to put in, but there's the Rek'Sai in the shop. I have a blitz. I can use the blitz with an item too. So and I have the 3 win streak. So all of those factors help me make this decision of I'm going to be leveling to 5, preserve my win streak, and if not, at least I am keeping my health as high as possible. I think this is another important round coming up. I noticed that the Katarina shows up in the shop, and instead of thinking, I'm at a perfect 30 gold, I can just stay the way I am, I want to 1, preserve the win streak, 2, keep my health as high as possible. In tournament play, the first focus is always, trying to get in that top 4 finish, as you do end up not making points or losing points sometimes, even for getting bottom 4 placement. So I just want to upgrade my field. I see the Katarina show up in the shop. So again, no hesitation on, I might not make it to 30 gold, but something else that I do take into consideration is with the victory here, if I do get the victory, I can just sell the blitz to go back up to 30 gold. All right, let's talk about these next 2 rounds coming up, as I feel like they're important ones. You've noticed I've started picking up Brand, Morgan, Lulu, and when I see the Brand in the shop, what I'm thinking is maybe some type of elemental Yordle Sork composition, as I know that can usually place me in the top 4. That's what I've started collecting here. That's what I'm thinking when I see a Brand in the shop. What you'll notice is I've lost the win streak. I no longer have the win streak, but I'm at stage 3-2 now. Again, my priority is top 4, and on 3-2 I almost always like being level 6 to preserve health. So I'm no longer, in the mindset of, okay, I should keep the win streak. What I notice is I'm at 40 gold. I don't need to get too greedy here. I can spend 8 gold to go to level 6, preserve some health. That's exactly what I do, and I end up grabbing the blitz to throw on the field. Why the blitz, right? You guys, hey, Brand 4-cost unit. Brand is never gonna get his ult off. Okay, a 1-cost Brand does not get his ult off. The brawler buff on my upgraded Warwick, with the wild buff, is a much better unit to play right now. Plus the Brand doesn't have demon buff, just 1-cost Brand, no demon buff to help him. He's not gonna get that ult off. So that's why the blitz. Okay, and now quickly going into this next round, you'll notice I do end up selling to go to 30 gold here, and I'll kind of explain my thought process for this one as well. What I'm thinking here, and for this one I'm not too sure if it's 100% the correct play on which unit to sell, is I like the Brand as it's a strong unit, and I like the possibility of 3 Yordle. So that's why I end up going with holding on to the Poppy and Lulu. And I figure, if I need Sorcerer, I'll just pick up some other type of Sorcerers along the way. and Morgana is not a pair. None of these units are pairs, but I prioritize the Poppy, one because it's a Yordle, two because it's a Knight, and I'm thinking, you know what, Morg is not a pair, I'm going to get rid of her. I'll hold on to Yordles / Brand being a really good unit. Now here comes the next phase that I think is important. Again, I'm going to be at about 40 gold here, I end up being at 39, and I take a look at my field. I'm at level 6 and I have 2 upgraded units. I'm pretty weak right now. So what I'm thinking is, okay, I have pair cat, not much else going on for me, not many pairs, but because I'm weak and I want to keep my health high, I'm saying, okay, I'm going to roll a bit. My plan right now is I'm going to go down to about 20 gold. And let's see what happens. I start rolling down. And let's talk about if it was just Brand in the shop, okay? If we didn't pick up this upgraded Katarina. If it was just Brand in the shop there, I would have continued rolling down to 20 gold. Because now I have odds of hitting Cat or the Brand. But because I end up hitting the Cat pair, I say, okay, now I feel confident enough with these upgrades to not take much damage. So I actually end up sitting at 30 gold. I don't end up going lower to 20 gold. I'm not thinking, pair Brand, I gotta roll to hit that pair Brand. No, I achieved what I wanted. I made my board stronger. I sit. All right, let's take a look at this creep round, as I feel like this is the moment in which I decide what build I'm going to be going for. I finalize what build I'm going to be going for. So what you'll notice is I start transferring the items over to my Jinx, as these are great items for drinks. I notice I have 2 Knights, so I'm thinking of possibly going into the 4 Knight with Jinx Lucian and adding in Hextech with Vi at level 8. That's one of the possibilities. Another one is I'm keeping the Elemental Sork Yordle possibility on the bench over here. And I've committed the Frozen Heart on Cat to keep my health points as high as possible. Now, something else you'll notice is that I have the Chain Vest on the bench. And what I like doing in this patch is I'm hesitant to commit a Chain Vest and a Rod to a specific item. And that's because they can make either a Yuumi or Knight's Vow, and with the possibility of holding out for a spatula, I can just make the best build in the game if I don't commit a Chain Vest or a Rod. I like holding out to see if I get the spatula, and I do. So first thing that I'm thinking now is, okay, great, I have the option of going into the Dragon Guardian build. And I'll show you the exact instance in which I decide to go for that. And that's when I hit the upgraded cannon. So I take a look at my health. I'm at 4-1. This is when most people are going to 7, rolling down to build a strong enough 7 comp to make it through to Raptors. I say, hey, I'm pretty healthy. I'm at above 50 gold. I've hit an upgraded cannon. What can I do? I'm going to slowly start leveling to 8 and just use my health as a resource. So now let's quickly talk about this carousel coming up. I noticed that I have pair Jinx on the bench and I also have a belt. So for items, I am thinking Redemption or one of the units that I need, Panther, Aurelian Soul, Karthus, one of the strong 5 cost units. So I take a look at what comes on this carousel. I notice the Pantheon, it gets taken, right? It's the first thing that gets taken. What else do I see? I see a spatula, but I also have the Knight's Vow, and I see the Aurelian Soul as well. But what do I end up doing instead? I end up going for the upgraded Jinx, because I know I'm far away from putting the build together, so I need something on the field right now to, again, just not take as much damage as I put this build together. So I end up going for the upgraded Jinx instead. And so here we go. This will be the roll down. We're going to be level 8, having over 50 gold to spend to hit our units. I'm going to be tunneling on the Guardians, Leona, the Aurelian Soul, Panth, Karthus, all the good stuff, the Sejuani, And that's all I'm looking for on these roll downs. And what you'll end up noticing is that I actually end up having upgraded Leona and Aurelian Soul on the bench before I end up playing them. So Phantom first, I know I grab it, great. I upgrade the Gnar as that's something I have on the field right now. So I upgraded the Gnar, that's something I can use right now. I know Phantom is really strong, I end up putting that in there. And we're sitting, I upgraded the Lulu, Pair Leona, Pair Aurelian Soul. I was only able to get down to 10 gold during this roll down. But we're doing good, we almost have the Knights, we almost have our Dragon ready, and we almost have our Guardian ready. Let's take a look now at this next roll down on 5-2, showing you the units that I pick up and that I replace. Okay, so we end up getting the Leona upgraded, we end up getting the Aurelian Soul upgraded, and this is where I'm talking about. It's not better than what I have on the field right now, right? This doesn't give me Sorcerer buff, this doesn't give me Guardian buff right now. So I want to keep the 3 Yordle, I want to keep the Imperial with the Katarina on for now. Kennen is still providing some nice CC, buying me time for my Jinx to get the resets. And I'll show you at which instance I decide, okay, now I can go for the swaps. And that is once I hit, again, I'm always, no need for me to save gold, I always roll down as soon as I hit the Karthus. Now I can do this transition, I can get the sorcerers online, and I actually don't see it in time, so I'll show you what I should do here. First things first is I throw in the Phantom, right? I take out the Kindred and right away, and I swap in the Phantom because I know that's part of the final build. Kindred is not. And now as soon as I hit this Sejuani, this upgraded Sejuani, now I know that I 100% want to replace Sejuani with my Darius. As soon as I replace the Darius, well, Katarina is no longer getting Imperial buff, so I cut them both. And now I can make that full transition. Sejuani in for Darius, Aurelian Soul in for Katarina, and Lulu in for Kennen. And this retains Yordle buff while adding in the Sorcerer buff. So you'll notice I actually don't notice it in time. I end up keeping the Kennen in. I don't do this swap. I notice it a turn late. And I'll quickly show you that. It's the round after the carousel. And this carousel, I'm low enough health point to be first pick, giving me the Panth that I need to finalize my build. Now I do the full transition. Jinx can come out, Kennen can come out, and I'm going to be taking off this Gnar. And you'll notice again my thought process on that I end up deciding to go for level 9 because I have a strong enough build put together. So first thing I do is the Lulu. I realize, wait, Lulu should be in there. And now we take off the Jinx. We take off the Gnar and we do the item transfer. Jinx's items are going to be going on this Aurelian Soul. And again, I analyze, I take a look at the lobby and I see, okay, I have the strongest build in the game. My 4 cost units are upgraded, Sejuani, Leona, Aurelian Soul. Only thing that needs to be upgraded is Pantheon and Karthus. And I have an upgraded Gnar ready to go, and the Nikos if I naturally roll the Karthus or Panth. So this is the where I make the decision, you know what, if I do lose, it's not going to be by much. If I start feeling pressured, I'll roll down my gold and I'll go for the upgraded Panth and Karthus. But yeah, I'm taking a look at the lobby. I know I can beat these comps with what I've put together. So this is where I say, you know what, I'm going to go for a first place finish. I'm going to push for level 9 to throw in the Gnar to give me that Yordle buff. And you'll see that's exactly what ends up happening. I wait until Dragon. We're at 40 gold. At 6-1, you'll notice that I don't have enough gold to level. But again, I know I can't take... it's going to be very unlikely for me to die from 20 HP with a build that I've put together. So I know I can for sure wait one more round. And that's exactly what ends up happening. I wait one more round. I know, okay, I have enough gold on 6-2. This is where I'm leveling. I also happen to hit the Karthus. That's my big power spike. That's how I get first place off of this game. There it is, and now we'll just take a look at that final battle. Here we have the final battle. And there we go, 2 first place finishes with this build in this tournament. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative. Thank you so much for just, if you made it all the way up to this point. Let me know down in the comments if you saw some better plays along the way, or anything else that you might have noticed, any tips that you might have. Other than that, I'll see you guys over at my stream. I do stream 5 days a week over at twitch.tv/JinxJK. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out for now.